Welcome to our comprehensive guide on gout disease. You know, that sudden excruciating pain that can make it feel like your big toe is on fire? We're going to break it down for you, no medical jargon, I promise. Today we'll explore what causes gout, what makes it worse, and the health consequences if left unchecked. But most importantly, we'll empower you with the knowledge to manage it using the 5 pillars of health: sleep, exercise, nutrition, stress management, and when needed, a little help from exogenous molecules. Yes, that's fancy doctor speak for supplements and medications. So whether you're dealing with gout yourself or know someone who is, stick around. We're going to give you the tools to understand this condition and take control of your health. Let's get started. All right, let's get down to the root of the problem. What causes gout in the first place? In simple terms, gout is a type of arthritis caused by a buildup of uric acid in your blood. Think of uric acid like a waste product from the breakdown of certain foods we eat. Now, everyone produces uric acid, but some of us either make too much or our bodies struggle to get rid of it efficiently. This can be due to a few factors, one of the biggest culprits being our genes. Yep, genetics can play a significant role in predisposing us to gout. You see, our genes provide the blueprint for how our bodies function, and sometimes those blueprints have slight variations that affect how we process uric acid. If your parents or grandparents had gout, you might be more likely to develop it too. But hey, don't freak out if gout runs in your family. While genetics play a role, they don't determine your destiny. Many lifestyle factors contribute to gout, and the good news is, those are within our control. So what happens when uric acid levels get too high? Well, it forms tiny, sharp crystals that like to hang out in our joints, especially those smaller joints like our toes. These crystals are the troublemakers, triggering inflammation and that intense pain we associate with gout attacks. Now you might be thinking, okay, so high uric acid causes gout. But what causes high uric acid in the first place? Great question. It's not always as simple as just blaming it on our genes. Our diet, lifestyle choices, and certain medical conditions can all influence uric acid levels. In the next chapter, we'll dive deeper into these triggers and explore what makes gout worse. Stay tuned. Okay, we've covered the basics of uric acid and gout, but let's talk about those things that can turn a minor case of the ouchies into a full-blown gout attack. You know, the things we might be doing that are adding fuel to the fire. First up, let's talk about diet. Certain foods are known uric acid boosters, and if you're prone to gout, you'll want to pay close attention to what's on your plate. We're talking about foods high in purines, which are broken down into uric acid. Think organ meats like liver, red meat, seafood, especially shellfish, and even some vegetables like asparagus and spinach. Now, I'm not saying you have to say goodbye to these foods forever, but moderation is key. Next on the hit list is alcohol, and I know, nobody wants to hear that. But the truth is, alcohol can interfere with the way our bodies get rid of uric acid, causing those levels to spike. And if you're prone to gout, well, you know what happens next. Another culprit that often flies under the radar is dehydration. When we're dehydrated, our uric acid levels can become more concentrated, increasing the risk of crystal formation and those dreaded gout attacks. Now, it's not just about what we eat and drink. Certain medications can also contribute to gout. Diuretics, often prescribed for high blood pressure, can increase uric acid levels as a side effect. If you're on medication and experiencing gout symptoms, it's always a good idea to chat with your doctor. And last but not least, we can't forget about underlying medical conditions. Kidney disease, for instance, can impair the body's ability to remove uric acid effectively, leading to a buildup. Other conditions like diabetes and obesity can also increase the risk of developing gout. So, as you can see, it's often a combination of factors that contribute to gout attacks. The good news is, by understanding these triggers, we can start making informed choices to manage our condition and prevent those painful flare-ups. We've talked about what causes gout and what makes it worse, but what happens if we ignore it? What are the potential health consequences of untreated gout? Now, while the sudden, intense pain of a gout attack is definitely attention-grabbing, it's important to remember that gout is more than just a painful nuisance. Over time, repeated gout attacks can actually damage the affected joints. Remember those sharp uric acid crystals we talked about? Well, they can wear down the cartilage, the cushioning between our bones, leading to chronic pain and stiffness. In some cases, untreated gout can even lead to a condition called chronic gouty arthritis. Now, this is where things get a little more serious. With chronic gouty arthritis, those uric acid crystals can form hard lumps called tophi, which can develop in the joints, tendons, and surrounding tissues. Imagine having hard, lumpy deposits in your joints. Not exactly comfortable, right? Tophi can be painful, limit movement, and even cause deformities in severe cases. And as if that wasn't enough, untreated gout has also been linked to other health problems. Studies have shown a connection between gout and an increased risk of cardiovascular disease, including heart attack and stroke. Now, we don't know for sure if gout directly causes these conditions, but the association is definitely something to take seriously. Additionally, gout can put a strain on our kidneys. Remember, the kidneys are responsible for filtering out waste products like uric acid. When uric acid levels are consistently high, it can increase the workload on our kidneys and potentially lead to kidney stones or even kidney disease over time. So, as you can see, ignoring gout can have serious consequences for our overall health and well-being. But the good news is, by taking proactive steps to manage our condition, we can significantly reduce the risk of these complications and live full, active lives. All right, let's shift gears now and talk about how to manage gout using the 5 pillars of health. And we're kicking things off with the foundation of well-being, sleep. You might be thinking, what does sleep have to do with gout? Well, believe it or not, getting enough shut-eye plays a crucial role in managing inflammation and promoting overall health. When we sleep, our bodies go into repair mode, regulating hormones, restoring energy, and reducing inflammation throughout the body. Now, when we consistently skimp on sleep, it throws our bodies out of whack. Inflammation levels can rise, making us more susceptible to those painful gout attacks. Studies have shown a link between sleep deprivation and increased uric acid levels, which is definitely not what we want if we're trying to keep gout at bay. So how much sleep is enough? Most adults generally need around 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. And I'm not just talking about quantity here, but quality as well. We want deep, restorative sleep that allows our bodies to fully recharge. To improve your sleep hygiene, try to establish a regular sleep-wake cycle, even on weekends. Create a relaxing bedtime routine. Make sure your bedroom is cool, dark, and quiet, and avoid caffeine and alcohol before bed. And here's a bonus tip. If you're dealing with a gout attack, elevating the affected joint while you sleep can help reduce swelling and discomfort. So, remember, prioritize sleep. It's not just about feeling rested. It's about giving your body the best chance to heal, reduce inflammation, and keep those gout symptoms in check. Now let's talk about another pillar of health that's essential for managing gout: exercise. I know, when you're in the throes of a gout attack, the last thing you want to do is move. But trust me on this one. Regular physical activity can actually work wonders in preventing future flare-ups and improving your overall health. Now, I'm not talking about running a marathon or hitting the gym for hours on end, especially not during a gout attack. The key here is to choose activities that are easy on your joints, especially during a flare-up. Low-impact exercises like walking, swimming, or cycling are all great options. These activities help improve circulation, which can aid in removing uric acid buildup. Exercise also helps with weight management, and maintaining a healthy weight is crucial for managing gout. Excess weight puts extra stress on our joints, increasing the risk of gout attacks. Plus, fat cells actually produce more uric acid than muscle cells, so shedding those extra pounds can make a big difference. But it's not just about physical benefits. Exercise has incredible effects on our mental well-being too. It releases endorphins, those feel-good chemicals that act as natural painkillers and mood boosters. And let's face it, dealing with chronic pain can take a toll on our mental health. So how much exercise should you aim for? The general recommendation is at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise or 75 minutes of vigorous intensity exercise per week. But remember, it's always a good idea to start slowly and gradually increase your activity level, especially if you're new to exercise or recovering from a gout attack. All right, let's talk about one of the most powerful tools in our gout-fighting arsenal: nutrition. The food we eat can either fuel inflammation or fight it. And when it comes to managing gout, making smart food choices is key. Remember those purines we talked about earlier, the compounds that break down into uric acid? Well, one of the most effective ways to lower uric acid levels is to limit our intake of high purine foods. Now, I'm not suggesting you have to adopt an ultra-restrictive diet, but making some simple swaps can make a world of difference. Let's start by talking about protein sources. Instead of loading up on red meat and organ meats, which are high in purines, opt for leaner protein sources like chicken, fish, beans, lentils, and tofu. These options provide the protein your body needs without the excess purines. And speaking of protein, let's not forget about plant-based options. Beans, lentils, and tofu are not only excellent sources of protein, but also packed with fiber, which can help lower uric acid levels. Aim to include a variety of colorful fruits and vegetables in your diet. They're loaded with antioxidants and nutrients that support overall health. Hydration is another crucial aspect of managing gout. Remember, when we're dehydrated, our uric acid levels can become more concentrated, increasing the risk of crystal formation and those dreaded gout attacks. Aim to drink plenty of water throughout the day to help flush out excess uric acid. Now let's talk about some foods and drinks that can actually help lower uric acid levels. Cherries, for example, have been shown to have anti-inflammatory properties and may help reduce gout attacks. Coffee, in moderation, has also been linked to lower uric acid levels. And don't forget about good old-fashioned water. Staying hydrated is key for flushing out uric acid and preventing those painful crystals from forming. All right, let's talk about another important pillar of health that often gets overlooked when it comes to managing gout stress management. You might be thinking, what does stress have to do with my aching toe? Well, believe it or not, stress can actually trigger gout attacks. When we're stressed, our bodies release hormones like cortisol, which can increase inflammation throughout the body, including our joints. And remember, inflammation is the root cause of that excruciating gout pain. Chronic stress can also disrupt sleep, make us more likely to reach for unhealthy comfort foods, and decrease our motivation to exercise, all factors that can worsen gout symptoms. So, what can we do about it? Well, the good news is that there are plenty of effective stress management techniques out there. The key is to find what works best for you and incorporate it into your daily routine. Mindfulness meditation is a great place to start. It involves focusing on your breath and observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Studies have shown that mindfulness meditation can actually reduce inflammation and improve pain perception. Other relaxation techniques like deep breathing exercises, progressive muscle relaxation, and yoga can also work wonders in calming the nervous system and reducing stress levels. And don't underestimate the power of spending time in nature. Even a short walk in the park can help clear your head, reduce stress, and improve your mood. Remember, managing stress isn't about being perfect. It's about finding healthy coping mechanisms that work for you. So experiment with different techniques, find what you enjoy, and make stress management a non-negotiable part of your gout management plan. We've covered a lot of ground today, from understanding the causes of gout to exploring the power of lifestyle modifications. But sometimes, we need a little extra support, and that's where exogenous molecules come in. Now, before you get overwhelmed by the fancy terminology, let's break it down. Exogenous molecules are simply substances that come from outside our bodies, like supplements and medications. They can provide an extra boost in managing gout, especially when lifestyle changes alone aren't enough. Let's start with supplements. Certain supplements have shown promise in reducing uric acid levels and supporting overall joint health. One popular option is vitamin C. Studies suggest that vitamin C may help lower uric acid levels by increasing its excretion through urine. Another helpful supplement is fish oil. Rich in omega-3 fatty acids, fish oil boasts potent anti-inflammatory properties that can help tame those gout flare-ups. Now let's talk about medications. When lifestyle modifications and supplements aren't quite cutting it, your doctor might recommend medications to manage your gout more effectively. These medications work in different ways to tackle the root cause of gout, high uric acid levels. Some medications, known as xanthine oxidase inhibitors, block the enzyme responsible for uric acid production, effectively lowering its levels in the blood. Others, called uricosurics, help your kidneys eliminate uric acid more efficiently. And in the midst of a painful gout attack, your doctor might prescribe colchicine or corticosteroids to swiftly reduce inflammation and ease your discomfort. It's important to remember that medications should always be taken under the guidance of a healthcare professional. They can help determine the right dosage, potential side effects, and ensure the medication interacts safely with any other medications you might be taking. Remember, managing gout is not a one-size-fits-all approach. It's about finding what works best for you in consultation with your healthcare provider. Thank you for watching our guide on managing gout. We've covered a lot of information today, but I hope you found it helpful and empowering. Remember, gout is a manageable condition, and by taking proactive steps, you can significantly reduce its impact on your life. Remember, by focusing on these 5 pillars of health, sleep, exercise, nutrition, stress management, and exogenous molecules when needed, you can take control of your condition and improve your quality of life. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more health tips and information. And as always, stay happy and healthy.